UFC 287 is taking place April 9th in Miami, Florida. I think the main card is about 2 p.m. here in NZ, New Zealand. I'm not sure what it is in Australia. I guess it's 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours behind, depending where you're watching it from, if it's on the East Coast. And then I'm not sure what it is in North America or Europe. So sorry about that, guys. This is going to be a pretty fun-filled fight. We all know this sort of backstory. Periera had beaten Izzy twice, allegedly. I'll put that in. In kickboxing, the first kickboxing bout went to a decision to Periera, but arguably he actually lost that. The judges gave it to Periera over Adesanya, but Adesanya was actually, if you watch it, he actually, in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinions, Adesanya actually won that one, which then forced Izzy to be less strategic and go after Periera more, which is not his MO. That's not the way he really wins fights. Adesanya is quite a strategic, tactical fighter. Very, very smart. Very smart. He was winning, and then he got knocked out because he was being less strategic in that fight. So put that aside, that was kickboxing. And then a couple of years ago, Adesanya made some comments about, someone asked him about Alex Periera, and he was like, I don't care about that guy, like, I'm the UFC champ. He's going to be getting his, sucked at a bar by prostitutes, and he's going to be telling everyone, like, I once beat that guy. So this kind of motivated Alex Periera to be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm coming after you. This is what I think anyway. But I'm pretty sure I've heard some things around this narrative. He started transferring into MMA, and then he got accepted into the UFC, got a contract, and then rose up the ranks pretty quickly, and it was pretty convenient for him. Let's be honest, he didn't have much adversity on the way up. He got a fight with Izzy, and he beat Izzy. A little bit of controversy. I think there's been controversy in every one of their fights, which is just interesting. This one, the MMA fight that they fought just recently, I think it was back in November or December. It was interesting. It was going the way I thought it was going to go. I hit Izzy. I thought he was going to win that fight. And pretty much he's one round down going into the fifth. He nearly knocked him out in the first round, and I was pretty surprised by that. Give it 10, 15 more seconds, and if the bell hadn't gone, and then he would have knocked him out. So Izzy, he did really well. There was some wrestling there. Alex Periera was able to take him down, take Izzy down, but then I don't think he was expecting it, and then Adesanya was actually able to turn to counter those, and then he ended up on top for like ground and pound wrestling and stuff for quite a big portion of, I think it was like the third or fourth round, something like that. Alex Periera, obviously awesome kickboxer, like two-time glory kickboxing champion in 2 different weight classes. He got Adesanya's leg, and he got the peroneal nerve, according to Izzy, which he wasn't able to stick and move like he usually does. That's why he got caught up against the cage in the 5th round. He wasn't able to move as well as he could. I was actually watching that, and he was pretty lucid. Like he was covering up and he was moving side to side, not that well, but he was doing a pretty good job. I do think that Izzy needed to just actually get the fuck out of there or take him down to something in that moment, because he was always going to be in trouble, and that fight was always going to be stopped, and that's evidently what happened. Mark Goddard, I think he was the ref, he stopped it, and fair stoppage too. And I think Izzy said that it was a fair stoppage as well, but he was, there's an argument both ways that he could have kept it going for a little bit longer, but in the interest of the fighter's safety, he did the right thing. That fight was stopped. So it brings us to this one. Alex Periera is basically 3-0. But just the narratives around it about how Izzy's always winning, and then he gets caught at the end. That's the interesting thing. So I really don't know what's going to happen with this one. So just going over from some stats here. They're the same height, 6'4", same weight, although Periera is way fucking bigger. We all know that. He should be a light heavyweight, so he's a bit of a weight bully there. So, you know, same reach. Periera's only orthodox stance according to this. Adesanya's switch stance. Significant strikes landed per minute, 5.23 for Periera, 3.93 for Adesanya. Significant strike accuracy is 67.5% for Periera, 54.1% for Adesanya. Takedowns average, Periera's got more takedowns on average, so I think that all comes from his last fight. Really, he was trying to take him down more. Yeah, so he's got 100% takedown accuracy, so I think he got like 1 or 2 takedowns, I can't remember, against Izzy, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't in the past taken anyone else down. So yeah, that's pretty much the tail of the tape there. So Adesanya is 23 for 2, 23 wins, 2 losses. His first loss came to Jan Blachowicz. Hope I'm saying that right. Sorry, Jan, if you see this, and I'm not. And that was for the light heavyweight title. We all sort of know this. We're all up to date with this. And then the other loss was to Periera a couple months ago. Periera is 7 for 1. So he lost his debut against the guy, I can't pronounce his name. Fellow Brazilian guy. He got submitted by rear naked choke. So yeah. That's that. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen because there's so much to point out here. Periera's just got that equalizer, that power, but I just don't think he's as good as a kickboxer as Izzy. I really don't. I'm trying my best not to be biased here. I'm from New Zealand. I'm pretty much an hour away from Izzy's hometown in New Zealand. And I did actually play rugby with his brother, who is a really cool guy as well. But I don't know. So the odds are, plus 120 for Periera and minus 140 for Adesanya. So the bookies think that it's going to go Adesanya's way. So what's that in New Zealand at the TAB? Alex Periera's 215. Israel Adesanya is 168. So they're pretty equal there. Yeah. How do I see this going down? Possibly an injury. Like another sort of stoppage because of some sort of injury or something like that. Possibly Izzy gets knocked out cold again, trying to chase it. But he was doing really well in their last fight. I think Izzy wrestles a bit more, especially in that 5th round. I think that's going to be it. In the later rounds, I think he's going to wrestle, especially in the 5th round, just because he's got that equalizer. Periera does, and he's going to want to nullify that as much as he can, because he generally gets better as the fight goes on. He gets stronger. He's always got that power, those bombs. So that's what I think. Periera, I don't know. I was really shocked that he actually won that fight, to be honest. After he was pretty much losing the entire fight. I think he won 1 round, which was well deserved. I think you have to actually go off paper for this and look at who wants it the most. Because you can see there's a bit of a trend going on, like who wants it the most. Like, I predicted that Alex Volkanovski was nearly going to get the job done, or he was going to get it done, and people were like, no way, no fucking way. And I was like, man, like, all you need to do is look at who wants it the most. You could tell in Volkanovski's demeanor, everything, that how supremely confident he was that he could do that, and he did do it. Like, he arguably could have won that. That was a draw in my opinion anyway. But yeah, I don't know who wants it more. That's what it's going to come down to. I think Adesanya is going to be wanting it a little bit more to get that back. I think that Periera's proved what he wanted. But just, yeah, I don't know. I think that weight could just be a bit too much for Adesanya at times. So it is a bit of a David and Goliath sort of battle going on here. I'm going to go Adesanya by TKO. Just a random thing. I just think he's going to TKO him. He nearly did in the first round last fight. I think maybe they wrestle a bit more. Periera gets a bit more tired. Adesanya's actually done quite a bit of wrestling in his camp, so I think he's more fatigue resistant to the wrestling than Periera. But I mean, I don't know. He works with Glover Teixeira, so who knows? I got Adesanya by TKO in the 4th or 5th round. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep it respectful, guys. If you just drop whatever you think down below, and I'll try and keep up with a bit more content. I'm going to break down the Gilbert Burns Jorge Masvidal fight next. But yeah, this should be a killer fight, and I can't wait. So we'll see how it goes, and may the best man win. Hopefully everyone makes a little bit of money off it, because shit is not cheap out there. So just whoever wins, hopefully someone just makes some money. Sweet. All right, catch you later.